Hi, first graders. Welcome back. This is our final week of phonics together because next week you're going to do some fun things with your teacher. So I am so excited that we are going to wrap up our unit on building words using our toolkits. So if you are ready, and I hope that you are, we are going to get started. So I'm going to share with you my screen. Okay, so today we are going to be adding 2 new vowel teams to our toolbox, AW and AU. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little story, and I want you to think how the story would change if I changed the sounds. So we've got our sound ow that we know that we have been learning a ton about, and then now we have our new sound, which is aw. So listen to this. All right, so one day I was walking down the street. It was sunny and it was beautiful, and then all of a sudden I said, ow! So if I asked you to finish that story, what do you think might happen during that story? Maybe I got hurt. Yeah, maybe I stepped on something. Maybe I got bit by something. Who knows? But it's probably something that hurts because I'm saying ow. Now let me tell that story again using our new vowel team sound. So I was walking down the street and it was a beautiful sunny day, and then all of a sudden I said, aw. Think about that. How does that change that story? It changes it a lot, right? Because if I'm saying ow, I'm probably hurt. If I'm saying aw, I probably saw something really cute. Maybe I saw a dog that was so adorable. Maybe I saw a baby in a stroller that was so cute. Maybe I saw somebody's beautiful garden. So the way that we use our sounds and our words are very powerful because it changes the way that the story could go. So that's why we also have to be careful when we learn our new vowel sounds, because it changes the word, just like it changed my story. So when you hear that aw sound in a word, it is usually made of the vowel teams AW or AU. Think about that. We've added so many different vowel teams to our kit, and I know that it can get confusing. So it's always good to go back and look at them, and we're also going to review them today at the end. But listen again, AW and AU make aw, like cute, aw. All right, so let's use these teams. Let's think about what sound this vowel team makes. So we've got AW. What did we say it makes? Aw. Okay, so let's see if we can read this word. Aw, saw. Like I saw my brother outside playing. Saw. Aw. Now if we said ow, that would be weird. Listen, we go ow, sow. That is not a word. So we've got to be really careful when we do these vowel teams that we are using the right sounds. So in this case, we are talking about the sound aw. So saw, okay? Now we've got AU. What did we say? Yeah, it says the exact same thing. It says aw. So try to read that word. Aws. Pause. Very good. And I know you're wondering, oh my goodness, Miss Kildall, there is an E at the end. That is so confusing because during our mystery E unit, when we were detectives, we learned that the E at the end of a word makes the vowel say its name. But we've also learned in our word building unit that sometimes that E, if there's a vowel team or something that's stronger, it doesn't help it say its name. So we've got a vowel team which is stronger than that E, but the E is almost always going to be silent at the end. So we're not going to say pawsy, pawsy. You're going to say pause. Like I pushed pause on the CD player when I was listening to music. You probably don't know what a CD player is, but I do. It's where you listen to music on a CD. Okay, so pause. All right, moving right along. Let's practice some of these words. So I've got AU and AW. Now, they both go, aw. So how do I know if it's AU or if it's AW in the word? If you said, Miss Keldall, you know, because you try both. And whichever one looks like something you've seen before, that's going to be the right word. You are correct. Sometimes you're just going to have to try a couple of different ways because if they sound the same, it's going to have to look right because they both are going to sound right. All right, so what if I wanted to spell the word saw, which is the word that we just talked about? We need an S and we need an aw, saw. I know it was saw with an AW because I literally just did it. Just did it. Okay. So I've got saw. Okay, I want to take this word and I want to change it to claw. Claw. So I got to get rid of the S because there's no S. Listen what I need. Let me see. It's not the K. We need this cool. We need that blend at the beginning. Cool. Now this is where I kind of got to look. Cool. Let's see. Does that look right? No, it sure does not. Cool. It seems like so far, and this isn't going to work every time, but sometimes that AW is at the end, and the AU is probably in the middle more often than not. It won't work every time because I'm about to show you a word that it won't work. Claw. Okay, so I've got claw. This one looks right. That makes the same sound, but it didn't look right. So this is the way that claw looks. Now I want to change the word from claw to hawk. So I know I got to get rid of this. What's that first sound we hear? Aw. We know it's not a C because the C is attached to an L. And would not make sense. So we're going to use this. Hawk. Now we could also take this out and look at this one. And that just doesn't look right to me. When I think of a hawk, which is a big bird, when I think of a hawk, I have seen that before in writing and I've seen that before in my reading. And I know that that doesn't look right. I tried both and this one looked right. Hawk. Some of these you've seen before, and if you don't, there's always going to be a really helpful grown-up, I'm sure, that will help you. Okay, so now I've got hawk. Now I want to try haul. Haul, like I had to haul my groceries in. It means you have a bunch of stuff. You're hauling it. You're taking probably a heavy load with you. So I've got, that's going to stay the same. Aw, I'm not sure which aw I need, so I'm just going to leave that here for now. All. I know that an is an L sound. So now this is where I've got to use my super smart brain. All. It sounds right, but does it look right? I don't know. Let's check the other one. Let's think. What have we maybe seen before? Maybe you don't know, and that is totally okay. But I know that H-A-U-L is how to spell haul because I've seen that in some books that I have read when people are moving things. So haul. The last word is fault. Ooh, listen, that's a lot of sounds. Fault. Fault. That first sound is not an H anymore. It's a f. All. Now, how do we know it's the AU? We don't. We check. The AU, I said, is most of the time you will be in the middle of the word. It will very rarely ever be the last sound that you hear. AU, or AW, I mean, will be the last sound. When you hear something that's the last sound, it's more often than not an AW. So, let's see. We've got fault. Sounds right. Does it look right? You know what? It's okay if you don't know. I'm going to use the rule that I know, and that aw sound is in the middle, so I'm going to think it's an AU. And you know what? We're right. So fault. Very good. And again, it's going to be tricky sometimes, and that's okay if it's tricky. sometimes you are just going to have to try. You're just going to have to try different ways. You're going to have to remember that some of the vowels will go at the end more often and some of them will go in the middle more often. And you'll just have to be detectives and builders, and you'll just have to try different things. And one of them will be right. And if you do that enough, you'll start to memorize it. And you will be so surprised at all of the words that you can write in a snap. Okay, so let's look at this word. So it's important to look at the vowel team when we are figuring out words. Because if I just look at this word like it is, I'm going to start sounding it out the way I sounded it out in kindergarten. I'm going to say, ounge. So I need to immediately train my brain to start looking at things like vowel teams, digraphs, blends. That's what's going to help me. So I need to start thinking of vowel teams. When I see two vowels together, I need to start thinking about them as one sound. One sound. So I've got ch, launch. Like if you were to launch a rocket, launch. And that AU is in the middle. It's the sound that we hear in the middle. We don't hear at the end. So that's why it's probably an AU. If I heard it at the end, it would most likely be an AW. So I can eliminate just by that. Okay, so let's look at our vowel teams before we say goodbye for today. We have added so many, and so many of them say similar sounds or the same sounds. So our job is really to make sure that we are constantly looking back over this. That's why I made this. Now, when we add our last vowel team, which I believe we will tomorrow, and this is here, this would be a great resource for you to print and for you to keep, because we have added all of these words. So if you forget, what does say? You can come down here and you can look at claw and faucet. Faucet, claw and faucet. And you can even see that rule that we talked about, that a lot of times that AW is at the end and the AU is in the middle. So when you're writing, if you have your vowel team chart, it's going to remind you of things like that. And you can always add notes in it too. You could write a little note in here about how the AW comes at the end, or whatever you'd like to do. Whatever helps you, this would be your paper. So I would, if we were in school right now, I would make sure you had a copy of these vowel teams in your hands. So when you wrote, you had this information for you. So make sure when you're writing, especially when you're writing those how-to books and you're doing all sorts of writing, if you're writing letters to people while you're waiting to go back to school, make sure you keep your vowel team chart so you're using these vowel teams right. Okay, let's go over these really quick. Tree, we know that double E makes E. Eat, E-A, two vowels walking. Boat is two vowels walking with the O first. Rain, two vowels walking. A, again, two vowels walking. Here we go, right here. We've got the AI is always almost going to be in the middle, and AY will almost always be at the end. So it's going to be where you hear that sound. Owd, cloud. Then we've got OW says two different things. It says full hour, like how cloud says ow. So we've got cloud and full hour. But then at the end of the word, it sometimes will say rainbow. It'll make a long O sound with the OW. So this one says two different sounds. This one also does moon, and book and moon. Then we've got coin, where OI is in the middle, coin. And then we've got OY, just like we had with AI and AY. At the end says oi. Oin, oi. We've got ew, like something's gross. Ew, and glue. Screw and glue. And then we've added two more. We've got claw and faucet. So there you go, my first grade friends. You have almost a full vowel team chart. Think of all the work that we have done. I don't know about you, but I feel super proud when I look at this chart, because this chart shows me all of the things that we have been doing. And it shows me just how far we've come. When we first started this, we had nothing on our chart. And now we're almost done. And I'm excited that we get to finish up tomorrow, and then we get to do a fun project together. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Okay, bye.